Hello, everyone. Today I wanted to drop in and talk about one of my favorite topics, money. Money. So you heard me if you've been tuning in to what I have to say these days. The $1 million wealth gap that women face, that's one that I bring up over and over again. And I talk about the wage gap that hits moms, right? When we step out of the workforce for caregiving duties to take care of our children or elderly, we face a wage gap. And that's a problem. It's a problem because we live longer, we retire earlier, we often outlive men. And what I learned today, 72% of Alzheimer sufferers are women, right? So that's a big deal. It's a big deal. Even if money is not the primary motivator for you working, it's a big deal if you're going to live a lot longer. Are your kids going to look after you? Do you have all the right tools and financial plans in place and wealth planning in place so that you can retire comfortably, really, right? And not finish your life in difficult circumstances. We have a wonderful collaboration at Pros&Babes that I'm so proud of. It's unique in Canada. We partnered with a wealth management firm that actually is helping us design financial planning tools and reflections for working moms. And you won't find that anywhere else, really, because the financial services industry is geared towards men. And today we had one of our calls with Afsha Butt, our collaboration partner in building financial tools and advice for moms. And I am convinced, 100% convinced, that our Mom participants are making back their investment in the program just because they attended the session today. The insight we got, you will not get anywhere else. The questions she asked us, nobody else is asking. We talk about women in leadership, right? We talk about equity, we talk about diversity, but we don't ask those important questions when we're wealth planning for families, because the financial services industry is geared towards men, right? So if you are going on maternity leave, if you're pregnant, if you have children, do you have the right support network and the right people around you to help you make the financial decisions that will make sure that your kids are taken care of, or your spouse is taken care of, or you are really taken care of, first of all, right? Are you protecting your greatest asset, your ability to work? That's one of your greatest assets right now. Are you fully protected? Did you have the right conversation with the right advisor about risk, about insurance, about whether our ESPs are the right tool to save for your children's education? Are you planning for your own health needs as you're getting older? Did anybody give you the right financial advice, right, when you're pregnant and when you've invested so much into your education and your career? So what do we do about the $1 million wealth gap hitting women? What do we do about the wage gap hitting women? Does it even matter? Is it important? Have you asked yourself that question? And are you doing any planning around that? Because the right piece of advice at the right time could make the difference between having $250,000, $500,000, $1 million in your bank account, or having the right protection if you're disabled later on in life, right? We live much longer today as women. There's a good chance that we'll live a chunk of our lives without our partners. Are you going to rely on your kids to provide protection? Are you protecting your greatest asset right now, which is your ability to work? So that's what I wanted to talk about today, that, there are not many tools that exist out there that factor motherhood into financial planning, into wealth planning. And so today I'm asking you the question, are you planning accordingly? Are you planning in alignment with a different work experience that you are getting as a woman? Women, right? Women's working experience is much more shaped by our caregiving duties. And I'm seeing some comments are popping up here. Yeah, thanks, Rashfir. So women's working experiences are much more shaped by our caregiving duties, whether it's for young children or whether it's for elderly adults. I read some statistics that women may spend over 40% of their time outside of the workforce. That's a huge chunk, right? So if you Google Merrill Lynch $1 million wealth gap, that's a pretty big chunk of time. So these are sobering statistics. If you're going to be working, right? If you're going to be working and making those sacrifices in the short term while your kids are really young, It's good to answer those questions. Why are you working? Are you protecting your assets? Do you have the right financial planning in place? Are your sacrifices in vain, or are they serving a purpose? Are you building your legacy? And I'm going to be very honest with you, very few financial advisors, I've spoken to many of them, very few financial advisors ask the right questions to preserve your wealth as a woman and as a mother. So that's why I'm so proud of collaborating with one of the fastest growing wealth building teams in Edmonton, who are female led. It's a largely female led team, right? And who are really working with us to develop tools to financially plan as a mother. How exciting is that? So thank you to Afsha's team for being part of our journey. And I'm so proud of the moms who are deciding to tackle the $1 million wealth gap with us, by investing in themselves and by investing in the next generation. And for you who's watching us today, ask yourself those questions and put that intention out there to find the right people to help you on your wealth building journey, on your family building journey, so you can have an impact for your children and for the next generation, and make sure that you are aging with the right tools in place so that you can take care of yourself. You're working really hard right now. You deserve to know that when you retire, you are going to be taken care of, and you're taking accountability for that. Okay? Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us.